This is NFL Daily by Chat Sports. Tyler Jones here with you. Appreciate you joining us. On today's show, we have the latest NFL news and rumors, those surrounding Derek Carr, Aaron Rodgers, as well as Taylor Lewan. We'll get through all of that and more in just a few moments from right now. Before we do, folks, the Super Bowl is just around the corner, a couple days away between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Philadelphia Eagles. The Eagles are a slight favorite, just a 1-point favorite, with the over-under currently sitting at 51. And with our sports betting partner here at Chat Sports, BetUS, you can get your bets in now on this game, as well as NBA and college basketball games at chatsports.com/bet, promo code NFL Daily. You'll get a 125% deposit bonus. Put $100 down to get $125 to spend for free. I like the over, and I like the Eagles myself. What say you? Who you got? What's your pick going to be? What are you betting on? Let us know in the comments section. Type KC for the Chiefs. Type PHI for Philadelphia. What's it going to be? Who's going to get the job done and be hoisting the Lombardi Trophy when it's all said and done? Let us know in the comments section below. We begin today's show with an update on Derek Carr. He took a visit to New Orleans this week to see if he would be a good fit potentially for the New Orleans Saints. It's pretty interesting listening to some of the details of this visit to New Orleans. Not only did the Raiders sign off on it and let him go, but we also saw that, according to this report from Pro Football Talk, that his own wife went with him as well. Here's what it says. Derek Carr finished 2 days in New Orleans visiting the Saints. Sean Fanzine from Fox 8 reports the quarterback's wife, Heather, accompanied him on the trip. Fanzine adds, Carr and several of the team's brass, including Coach Dennis Allen and offensive coordinator Pete Carmichael, had dinner Wednesday night at Ralph's on the Park. Derek Carr finished 2 days and that 2-day visit, and according to Nick Underhill of NewOrleansFootball.com reporting, with Carr still under contract with the Raiders, the Saints had to seek permission from Las Vegas to meet with the Pro Bowler. That meant getting the framework of a deal in place, but Carr has a no-trade clause which allows him to control his next destination. So with that said, I'll be honest, I think it's an awful idea for anybody to want to trade for Derek Carr to be their starting quarterback. Just being real with y'all, every time Derek Carr cashes a paycheck, he's stealing money, okay? I mean, Derek Carr has been a fraud in the National Football League this past year. You put him all the weapons you could think of with Devontae Adams, Darren Waller, Josh Jacobs, Hunter Renfrow, and they had absolutely nothing to show for it. He had the worst year he's had in a while. His numbers were down significantly from a year prior. You look at New Orleans and their quarterback room, Andy Dalton's the guy right now with Jameis Winston behind, and then Taysom Hill, who should be playing tight end, is there as well. And they have some serious issues in that quarterback room in New Orleans. But now they're going to turn to Derek Carr. I mean, you basically are getting another Andy Dalton essentially with Derek Carr. The numbers last year, we mentioned how down they were. His completion percentage went from 64% to just below 61% last year. A huge drop-off. Yardage went from 4,800 yards to 5,200 yards. Touchdown and interceptions totals stayed the same, but when you factor in how loaded that team was for that to be the result, that's very disappointing, and that Raiders team was such a mess. Derek Carr, we'll see what happens if he ends up in New Orleans and if this works out. But personally, I think this is a bad idea for the New Orleans Saints. What say you? Is trading for Derek Carr a good idea, or is it a bad idea? You might get an ad break. If so, take advantage of it. Get your votes in and let me know. What do you think about the idea of Derek Carr going to the Saints? Why for yes, in for no if you think it's a good idea or not. Decision time is looming in Green Bay as, according to ESPN's Dianna Russini last night, she spoke with Mark Murphy, the president of the Green Bay Packers, and he said that he's expecting a decision on Rodgers' future sometime before free agency. This is what Russini had to say in an interview with him yesterday. Packers president Mark Murphy on Rodgers. There hasn't been a deadline. The sooner the decision is made, the better. Been in contacts with him. Aaron has expressed that he doesn't want to drag it. You're hoping maybe by the start of March, which would be free agency. So that's when they would like to have this figured out one way or the other. And based on the noise, where things are headed the last couple of weeks, it seems like all signs point to that Aaron Rodgers will likely be headed to the Las Vegas Raiders. We know they need a quarterback. There was the Tom Brady rumors prior. Now Aaron Rodgers here. It sounds like they're leaning towards the idea of going with a veteran, and Aaron Rodgers certainly would fit that mold. We know about the resume. We know about the connection with Davante Adams. It just seems like this makes sense for Aaron's next move. But you have to ask him, too. Does Aaron Rodgers want to play in the AFC West and have to deal with Patrick Mahomes? That's another question to think about. Aaron Rodgers last year, he had more touchdowns and a better completion percentage than Derek Carr, and he didn't get to play with Davante Adams. Aaron Rodgers, his down year after winning all those MVPs, still ended up with a near 65% completion percentage, 3,700 yards, 26 touchdowns, and 12 interceptions. Aaron Rodgers looking for a potential bounce-back year if he heads to the Las Vegas Raiders and joins that team. So, Aaron Rodgers, where will he play next season? Will we see him in a Las Vegas Raiders uniform? Will he somehow end up back in Green Bay or somewhere else? Let us know in the comments section where you think Aaron Rodgers is going to suit up in 2023. Give me one team who you think Aaron Rodgers is going to play for. Folks, we are covering the National Football League each and every day here at Chat Sports and NFL Daily. Subscribe now for free. Hit the sub button for daily news and rumors. We're counting down to free agency, trades, the draft. It's all in one place. We have live shows every week as well. If you love the National Football League, if you want to know everything that's going on, you got to subscribe now. You'll be glad you did. Doesn't cost you a thing. Turn on notifications so you never miss a moment. YouTube.com/@chatsports. Subscribe today. If you're looking for a reason to subscribe, well, just do it to make me happy, because we all want to be happy heading into the weekend. All right, one final note before we wrap up here on today's show. Tennessee Titans left tackle Taylor Lewan, who has been there several years and has had a very good career. He said this week he expects to be released. Listen to this from Lewan. If I was going to play another year, my preferred spot would be where I've been the last 9 years. I'm a loyal guy, and it would feel very uncomfortable for me to wear a different uniform. So Lewan expecting to get cut, but still wants to be back in Tennessee. Now, you look at the injury history, the age with Taylor Lewan, and then the way the contract's set up. Not a knock on Lewan. Don't take this the wrong way. But it would just be stupid of the Titans if they do not cut Taylor Lewan. Why? Because he's owed nearly $15 million next year, and none of it is guaranteed. So you can go ahead and cut bait now and still bring him back for less money and not have to pay him $15 million. That's just where the math is at. Missed most of last year with a knee injury. He's been dealing with some knee issues over the last few years. He's had a good career, a 3-time Pro Bowler, but he might end up just retiring when it's all said and done here. I think that when it comes down to this with Taylor Lewan, we're going to see either he retires or he comes back and plays for less money. It's going to be one of those two things. I'd be surprised to see him wear another uniform. The depth chart for the Titans, you can see there's not a simple solution here to fix the issue there of trying to replace a player of Taylor Lewan's caliber. He's simply been that good over the years, and when he went down this year, that offensive line certainly struggled. This year, we saw them take a significant step back. So let's say this. What are the chances the Titans cut Taylor Lewan? Scale it for me 1 through 10. I hate to give like a 10, but you know what? I think I kind of have to give a 10 at this point as far as the chances of Taylor Lewan getting cut. It seems very, very high that he is likely going to be done there with the Tennessee Titans, at least for now, but potentially a restructure or cut him and then bring him back on a cheaper deal seems to be the most likely scenario. Scale for me in the comment section the percentage chance that happens. You can also interact with me on social media, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Tyler Jones Live, talking about the National Football League on those platforms, and I'll see you next time right here at NFL Daily.